And yeah, he want me to sell the zoo. Imagine, sell the zoo to some foreigners. Pretoria Zoo. He was given the task by the government of, I think, Thabo Mbeki to sell the zoo. Sell the zoo. Pretoria Zoo. I left. So don't sell the zoo, please. Free the animals, don't sell the animals. I was talking about this man, the protector of Julius Malema. Gunman. This is the guy who gave Julius Malema the gun. Whether it is a toy or real, he's a guy who, our point is simple. This apartheid apparatus, he should not be allowed to do what it is. He should not be allowed to do what he did. BLF has opened a case against him. AfriForum has opened a case against Julius Malema. We say that is wrong. It is not Julius who brought the gun there. It is white people who brought the gun there. And they wanted to make sure that Julius instigate a black-on-black type situation. We are aware that the police and Begitele are very quick to want to deal with Julius Malema, but they say nothing about this gunman. And for a while, we did not know what his name is. Now we know what his name is. Adrian Snyman. We're telling the police to go after this man and arrest this apartheid operative. Now, here's a question for both Julius and for Thulima Donsela. How are you protected by white people? Maybe Thulima Donsela, yeah, she doesn't claim to be revolutionary. But a man that stands up and says what wants land from white people is fighting white monopoly capital, is white fighting colonialism, and then he's being protected by white people. One day somebody will explain that. Not just white people, by the way, Afrikaners. We know that Afrikaners of AfriForum are fighting Julius because they believe Julius talking about land. But the same Julius is protected by other Afrikaners. Is there a real struggle for land going on here? Or it is actually a toy situation which is being misread badly by AfriForum? Or is AfriForum trying to create a revolutionary out of a toy soldier? Is this maybe not part of AfriForum's project to create a revolutionary in the imagination of our people out of a toy soldier? Just like if you were careful, if you analyze it carefully, if you think about it, what they're doing with Ramaphosa. If you see Ramaphosa, they say Ramaphosa is there for land now. The rent was going down. They want to make him look like he is radical and he means what he say because they want us to believe that he will deliver, when in fact we know he will not deliver anything. So the media can in fact create a revolutionary out of a non-revolutionary. Our brother Julius Malema, we know when there was some situation of bodyguards in KZN of the ANC, he said those bodyguards must be found and they must be arrested. You want to arrest black people with guns, but then you go around taking guns from white people and shooting them in the air in a situation where there were a lot of black people who could have been injured. You see, the problem with our brother Julius Malema is that he forgets everything he says. He has already forgotten that he was saying nobody must play with guns in public. That's why he can play. So he forgets. That's why he's a proper toy soldier. He forgets what he says. He forgets what he does. He forgets what he says he believes in. He has amnesia generally. And our attitude is maybe we must forgive him. When he says he wants something, he doesn't mean it. Or as soon as he said it, he forgets it. He said people must be arrested for showing guns, but he goes around and displays a gun like that. Why anyway? What? The question is, why a gun like that? Whether it is a toy or not. Why are you doing stunts like that? It is because our revolution in South Africa, and just like our language, has been emptied of any meaning. So it's all about stunts. It's all about make-believe. It's all about empty performance. It is never about actually meaning what we say we're going to do or what we stand for. This is a symbolic representation of the emptiness of the South African politics, South African ideology, South African struggles generally since 1994. People don't believe what they say. They are simulating, as they say, simulating revolution. Why are you brandishing guns like that? When our people are facing a real enemy and then taking arms also from it. Now, there you go. You say the ANC people must be arrested. Must you also be arrested? We say no, arrest no black person. Deal with those who are creating war amongst us. Now, we're going to remember Saudi. Black people, generally we as black people, we don't have TVs in the outskirts, in the rural areas and so on. We listen to radio, and South Africa is known for loving sports and soccer in particular. Now we are told that the SABC has taken a decision not to broadcast on radio anymore, soccer matches. Rona ba hotseng ka nako yane ya tshiriso le balong re tseba hore ha o bapala Kaizer Chiefs le Orlando Pirates o tla qala a re teng ka bana ka mabaleng a Orlando mo kopaneng hlopha sa Kaizer Chiefs le sa Orlando Pirates ka kwana re a bona Chinye Dlata ya mathang on the touch line, then you hear the crowds, and then ha bana go bapala Swallows o nona le monna ba re ke Asimni. Well, o tla fela radio o sa bone e bile o sa television empa o gona o bona ka mahlo a radio. Radio and sports is very important to us black people. We've grown it as part of our culture. They removed Shahudi, now they are removing that as well. You are never gonna go. Zimbi Indaba was part of what we heard from radio before it came to TV, and generally on radio it's even better than it is on TV. Can you believe it? That the SABC has removed that as well. They removed Saudi, they removed 90% local content. Now they are removing, there's a statement they issued, the SABC. The SABC will not broadcast the Premier Soccer League matches on radio. Gone, done. Open radio, no Peter Musimani there. I don't know who these days, what is happening in soccer in any event, but we're going to listen to Peter. Again, some Musimani Bakulmangai, Msagazo, but they're no longer going to broadcast. Here's the thing. Saudi managed to negotiate good deals for the SABC generally. He's gone. Those people who are overqualified, who claim to be competent, are failing our people. Since Zuma is gone, Saudi is gone, Brian Molefe is gone. Brian Molefe is gone from ESCOM. You can see again, load shedding is back. Just like in SAA, Tudimbiani is gone. We see that they are sailing SAA, becoming there. They claim to be good. They claim to be professional. They claim to be doing good for our people. That's why they removed President Zuma. But evidence shows differently. Petrol is up, is going up and up. VAT is up, unemployment is up. Yonke into since before, but is up. The only thing that doesn't go up are salaries and money in our pockets. Suffering has come with this new Tumamina project. As a result, in fact, last week, I think Wednesday, there was a press conference in KwaZulu-Natal. There is an organization called People Against Poverty and Injustice. PAPI. It was called before People Against Petrol and Paraffin Increase. PAPI. People Against Poverty and Injustice. This organization wants a decrease of fuel and VAT, and they are having a march on the 13th of August, 9 a.m. in Carisfontein in Durban. It starts, and they will march. They start from Carisfontein, they're going to the City Hall on the 13th. So we'll continue to remind you, on the 13th, there is a big march organized by People Against Poverty and Injustice. This organization, which PLF has endorsed, is a campaign against petrol hikes, against paraffin hikes, against the hike of VAT. It is against all these bad things which are happening since Cyril Ramaphosa has taken over. Join us at Carisfontein, 9 a.m. to the march to the City Hall on the 13th of August. 13th of August in Durban, Carisfontein. Tell others, let us all go there. Let us all go and express our unhappiness with the going up of the standard of living for our people. We can't, rather the cost of living. Our people are unable to survive because white monopoly capital is a beneficiary. Remember, when petrol goes up, Ramaphosa directly benefits because it's in that business of petrol. So on the 13th of August, let us go to Carricksfontein in Durban. 9 a.m., let us join the march with this organization called People Against Poverty and Injustice to demand decreases of all these important. I just want now, I think it's a very nice, thing that has happened here. Somebody sent it to us, about our movement, Black First Land First. I want to share this with you. So a teacher in KwaZulu-Natal, a language teacher, asked learners some very important questions. Check there. So it's like abbreviations. So they asked KZN and the kid went KwaZulu-Natal, and number 2 BLF, and the kid, very smart kid, very genius kid, said Black First Land First. We congratulate the teachers who are bringing revolutionary material to the classroom. It's not just BLF, other organizations, revolutionary leaders. Let the kids know the truth, because you see, the enemy catches them young and then turns our children into enemies of liberation movement. So when they see BLF in the classroom, they then will not develop an attitude that BLF is a bad thing. They will know it's part of the knowledge production, and later they will Google, they will hear, and they will know what a revolutionary movement. So big ups to the teacher who brings revolution to the classroom. Teach our children the truth. We appreciate that. Not nonsense. Teacher, don't teach us nonsense, says Fela Kuti. Now I want to talk a little bit about the Black Business Network. Black Business Network. Black Business Network. That is a new initiative led by our brother Gayton McKenzie. Black Business Network. When was it? Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday night. They had the first meeting. It was on 2nd of August at Rivonia on Deck in Rivonia. Go to Rivonia on Deck also in Rivonia. It's a very nice space owned by Black people. And there we were gathered in the evening on Thursday for the first meeting of the Black Business Network. And our sister Mngxitama On Sunday provided beautiful, powerful performance. There was more than 300 Black people who came out for the Black Business Network to networks amongst themselves. And we must thank our brother Gayton McKenzie for that. Thank you, brother Gayton. Now, that picture is not so clear. That's my brother Gayton there, and then that's sister Mngxitama On Sunday in the middle. That's me on the other side. Well, brother Gayton McKenzie, I've spoken to him about the Gucci. The people don't want you to wear Gucci because you supported Black business. When I raised this issue with him, with our brother Gayton McKenzie about this Gucci story, he said my jeans, beautiful jeans by the way, he said my jeans are from Master Price, and Master Price is also not Black owned. So what I'm talking about? No, I said I don't wear stuff from Master Price. But I think the point is taken. Master Price is also white owned. It shows the power of white monopoly capital. But let us say, Gayton McKenzie is doing amazing things on that event. Two important big things happened, if not more. One, Black business was told by the owner of Afro World View, brother Mani, that Black businesses can in fact advertise for free on that station, Afro World View, former ANN7. You can, provided you answer certain very basic questions. So as a businessman, go get in touch with Afro World View, Black business. Tell them that you want the space to advertise for free. They'll ask you a few questions, and then your product will be up advertised. That's beautiful. That's amazing. We got that from our brother Mzwanele Manyi. He was there in that event. Then Gayton McKenzie himself gave a deal there on the spot to a Black photographer, a deal of about over 200,000, close to 300,000 rand deal to a photographer. Others were showing their wares, they were networking, telling us what they do, what they sell, what they produce. We love that. We support Black business. And you must join this Black Business Network. and you get a lot of benefits. For instance, such as I've seen the boardroom. There's a boardroom down a very good address. I mean, if you want to impress your business partners that you are organized, take them to Rivonia on deck. There is a boardroom in the other entrance, a beautiful professional boardroom. It is available to you, black businesses, if you are a member of the Black Business Network. This is how I understand it. So you must just get in touch with the Black Business Network, make the necessary arrangement, use their address. You know, black businesses that are struggling don't even have an address. You can use the address that is a business address. And also later you will hear there's an office space which is going to be used also even in Nelson Mandela Square in Samte. So get to understand how business operates. They want to see how your environment is, if they want to make business with you, and you can charge them more if you can show that you're professional. Now you know you have a boardroom, and follow and join the Black Business Network. I'm going to follow and join it also. In fact, I'm going to ask Black First Land First to join the Black Business Network. Next week on this program, I'm going to have a conversation with the Deputy President of Black First Land First. She'll tell us a little bit more about the Black First Land First program to decolonize the township economic space. There's some big program coming. You black people, you talk about economic transformation, you talk about the, but you don't even own your own sponsorships anymore in the townships. BLF wants that to stop. We're going to show you how we can do it in a manner which does not reproduce xenophobia, but makes us to work together with our brothers. Look, it's not right that Pakistanis and others are running our township economies. A spaza shop, you don't own a spaza shop in your own township. But you talk about radical economic transformation. How is that going to be? So the BLF will talk to the Deputy President of BLF next week about that program some more, so that you understand how we can fight to decolonize the economic space right where you are. Now, we continue with our program. I want to just tell you that we are out here in Melville, 7th Street. And as I said earlier, those who are joining us later, that I have written a Poppies. I see Poppies is right here. All the time is showing. Poppies is right up here. Poppies, you come to Poppies. It's a beautiful family restaurant. It's black owned. And across, it's another black owned place for wine. Down here, there's 6 for good cocktails as well. I want to talk about a quotation of my week before we continue. Quotation of the week. I show you the picture of my week, you know, like you saw that one. Quotation of the week, I think I saw it come from actually one of the media persons, spokespersons of the BLF. He runs our media and communications, comrade Brian Tobas. Some of you call him ungovernable. Brian Ungovernable. He's the man who runs things from the back. A man with amazing, by the way, skills and gifts. Brian is amazing. They call him Breezy. But I mean, you know, I think he surprised many of us with a very deep quotation, which I don't think he realized. And I mean, I try to memorize it to mind, to you know, put it in mind. And he says, the quotation, I don't trust black people who trust white people. Close quote. I don't trust black people who trust white people. Close quote. That's the quotation, right? I got it right? I don't trust black people who trust white people. No, and if you go back to what just we've said about black people who have their security as white people, there is a problem, black people. We don't know, we don't remember, we have amnesia about the fact that for more than 500 years, white people have been bad to us. White people have never done anything good towards us. We trust them. We can't trust you. That's why BLF is the only organization in this country with black membership only. We don't accept white people. No, we don't accept you. White people, stay away. You are the problem. Today we're in the revolution because you created the problem. How can you be both the problem and the solution at the same time? That quotation of the week. I don't trust black people who trust white people. Close quote. Brian Koba. We appreciate the knowledge, my brother. Now, you know, I mean, there are two things I'm going to run together in a sense. If you see, and I mentioned this earlier on in the program, there is clearly a project by white monopoly capital to try to project Cyril Ramaphosa as a revolutionary and also Cyril Ramaphosa as the leader of radical economic transformation, as if Cyril Ramaphosa is about land expropriation without compensation. They want to legitimize him so that he can continue in his right-wing project. We saw in the week, the ANC we don't know even how that after the Lekgotla, Cyril Ramaphosa issued a statement about land expropriation, saying the ANC has decided, in a very wishy-washy way, by the way, to continue or to support land expropriation without compensation. The media reported it as if it is a new idea. Already in December, the ANC took that decision to support land expropriation without compensation. We know that they also went in Parliament to support the motion. Why is it being reported as if it is a new idea? The news which do not make the news is that the media wants to project Ramaphosa as the leader of land expropriation so that land expropriation does not happen, in fact. So, when Ramaphosa says he support, or the ANC says support, ANC of Ramaphosa says it supports land expropriation, the simple question you must ask is when? Because you already have the two-thirds majority together with the EFF. Why are they calling for hearings? Why are they issuing statements when they already have the two-thirds majority which is required to amend Section 25 of the Constitution? You know why? That is the news which will never make the news. It's because they are never going to amend the Constitution. All they are doing is to buy time by making statements, by associating themselves to land expropriation without actually doing it, so that when election comes, you will vote for them just on the basis of a promise that they will do it. No, they are not going to do it. And the media and white monopoly capital, they are doing everything to make sure that they project Ramaphosa as somebody who wants land expropriation. We know he doesn't, because already, if you're going to read, please, all of you go read the ANC final resolution on land. The ANC's final resolutions on land, they say yes to land expropriation, but vacant land, for unproductive land, and for state land. They're not going for the land of white monopoly capital, and that means it's 80% of the land, and part of it, the most important and good land, is not part of the expropriation project. And the white media, white monopoly capital, has decided to make him a revolutionary. Just like AfriForum is trying to make Julius Malema to look like he's a revolutionary. We must say, and we know those hearings are now apparently more or less done. They will bring now a report to Parliament, and that report, I can tell you now, it will say there were different views, and there must be another committee to draft a possibility of an amendment. How do you draft an amendment that says land must be expropriated without compensation, whilst you're saying it must not have a negative impact on the agricultural economy? It means land under cultivation today, productive land, is out of the game. So we warn you again, and I'm going to warn you until you get tired of this warning. There will be no land expropriation without compensation before the elections, and now I say even after the elections. It is a joke. The only revolutionary movement that can bring this land expropriation is Black First, Land First. We'll do it inside Parliament, and we'll do it outside Parliament. We're not going to wait for these parliamentarians who are in the pockets of people like Mazotti and also people like Johan Rupert. You know who Mazotti is, right? Last week we opened a case against him because he's a cigarette smuggler and he does really, really bad things. He takes that money and he buys political parties. You know, the news which did not make the news for me is also the fact that I just seen that AfriForum, through its other element, Solidarity, has won a court case. That court case says former MK soldiers, former APLA soldiers, former Azanla soldiers, those are the liberation movement soldiers, must not be promoted inside the army. Let me repeat that. all the former soldiers of the liberation movement. AfriForum through its armed, its legal wing, Solidarity, its labor wing, Solidarity, Solidarité, has gone to court to say all the former liberation forces who have been integrated into the army must not be promoted. And our courts are now running around forcing the army, South African army, to release some documents which will make sure that those who fought for our liberation, who are in the army today, don't get, who will be promoted. In other words, they want their own. As we come to the close of the program, I want to reiterate that in South Africa, there are only two political parties or political movements. It's Black First, Land First, and it's AfriForum. Black First, Land First is for black people, even those who hate us. We're there to protect you and we will stand with you against a system that is coming for you. But also, we know that AfriForum is using our courts because you see it has won in the court system through its own laws that are part of the apartheid settlement, and declare that the courts will favor them. All white people ultimately are members of AfriForum. And AfriForum defends white people without asking the question. In the same way, Black First, Land First is for all black people, including those who don't know this. Many black people don't know that Black First, Land First is your movement. Generally, you know that your movement when you are in trouble. But we do not have the luxury of saying no to you. So remember, there are two organizations in this country, and ultimately, Black First, Land First, and there is also an AfriForum. In conclusion, I want to thank all of you for watching Mngxitama live on Sunday. The news which not make the news. Today I looked at the newspapers, I was disgusted. I'm not going to discuss you with their headlines. They're all very bad. They're all generally out of order. Now, what I want to thank you about is that BLF has made a call for you to support us financially. Many of you are doing it. Many of you are sending us a lot of money. We're still in trouble. We are broke. We are facing rental problems, you know, and then we still have the big question of raising the 600,000 rand to register for elections. I don't believe it is an impossible task for black people to support their own liberation movement. If you want BLF to stand for you, you have to support BLF. You have to make us register. You have to put your money where your beliefs are. We don't want to be like EFF and Julius Malema, who was forced to go ask money from the Italian mafia. That's what he says. Julius Malema says he went to Adriano Mazzotti because he did not have money to register to run for elections. That's what he says. We don't want to find ourselves in trouble in the pockets of anyone, the Guptas included, because we have no money to register to run in the coming elections. So what we're going to do at the end of August, we're going to announce a big program to raise the 600,000 from you, black people. It can be done. If you think about it, if only 50,000 of you were to make a contribution of 50 rand, for instance, we'll have more than enough money to go and register. So we're going to come with some ideas, and some of you already given us ideas on my page, on my Facebook page. We're going to follow up on those ideas. You have said, make merchandise, the BLF paraphernalia. We want it, want to sell it, we'll buy it. We have heard you. Give us more ideas. Let us make sure that we have a revolutionary movement that belongs to the people, which is not in the pockets of white monopoly capital or anyone with money. Because if BLF has to rely on anyone for money, those people, do you think are going to give us the money because they like us? Are you thinking Mazzotti gave Julius money because he's just like Julius? No, Mazzotti wanted his 600 million tax problem to go away, and it's gone away. But Julius Malema and EFF are seriously damaged as a result of that. So we are saying thank you for watching. That was Mngxitama on Sunday, the news which not make the news. We're coming out live from 7th Street, Melville. This is a very beautiful street and a street with a serious social history. And we say we'll see you again next week. No, just before, if you're still watching, just before I close, This was the 11th episode, or they say it here. They must say the first episode of the second season. First episode of the second season. The last season we had 10 episodes. And good news, really good news, is that viewership in total, we're close to about 100,000 people who have watched this show. Almost 100,000 people have watched the past 10 episodes. I think as we speak, we might be at least 200,000 because we do the tally during the week. We're at about 87,000 people, and every day you watch the program and every day you watch the YouTube. Please, all of you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Black First Land First, the YouTube channel, Black First Land First, so that we can continue to be in touch with you on this amazing program, the only program that brings you the news which will make the news. Thank you.
Thank you.